morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Katie. This is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another astrology people for today, the 18th of October, 2021. We are in a waxing gibbous moon that transits to the sign of Aries today at 17:04 p.m. Bangkok time. And today, what a day it is. Hallelujah. We have two more planets going direct today. So basically, the way that the day goes is at 12:30, Jupiter goes direct. At 17:04, Moon goes to Aries. And then at 22:17, Mercury goes direct. Now, Mercury still has a shadow period until November 2nd. But it's okay. You know what? We're still in better standings now than we were when it was full-blown retrograde. But the thing is with this energy, just like, don't get the cart before the horse, all right? Just be very careful right now because there's still some stuff we've got to work through before we completely are maybe quote-unquote home free, all right? So I've got in my notes here, I've got quite a few notes. It's a big day. I mean, two planets going direct, a moon transit, and keep in mind, Aries is the very first sign of the zodiac, so the moon transiting to Aries is closing out one full lunar cycle and beginning a new one in terms of the zodiac travels. So, a very beautiful time to start new things. The Fool energy, I feel, always comes along with Aries. I know it has to do a lot with the Emperor, but for me, I always associate Aries, especially lately for our collective, with the Fool, with that willingness to move forward no matter what. Just like, we're going to jump off the cliff now. We're ready to go. The full moon will also be in Aries on the 20th. So we're gearing ourselves up towards this full moon energy, which is the peak of everything. So this is the thing, is that with all of this crazy stuff happening, the full moon about to happen, we're basically in the full moon shadow as all of this happens. This is almost like creating a bit of a vacuum. It's like before a tidal wave, all of the water rushes away from the land. Yeah, it's makes us feel uncomfortable because it's still, but there's this like ripple going through where you know something's coming. Yeah, it's like in The Lion King where he's down in the gorge, and then all of a sudden the pebbles start, or Jurassic Park, the ripples in the water. Yeah, it's that kind of feeling where it's like nothing's happening right now, but I know that shit's about to hit the fan. Yeah. So everything, it will be experienced and probably on an emotional level. But it's just like, it's like pulling up all of the potential energy that it can before it crashes down on you. A couple of days ago in one of my Instagram lives for the moon transit through Aquarius, I believe, I talked about this, like the Ace of Cups, like turning over on you and being like pouring cup all over you. Yeah, this is kind of what it is. The tidal wave is coming. It's not yet here. Sorry, my chair is so squeaky. I know, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's always been this way or I'm just noticing it now, but I'm sorry for the squeak. There's an adaptation period though. There will be this like unloading of all this emotional energy or unloading of something out on you. But there's an adaptation period where it might seem a little bit arid for the time being. Yeah, it might seem still. It might seem, I heard null and void. So maybe you're feeling like because there's no motion or because there's no action that something is finished. All right, so let's talk about these planets going direct before we move into the actual aspects of today. Did I even take, I can't remember if I took notes on those aspects. Yeah, I did. Okay, so first and foremost, Mercury is now coming back into its own, right? Mercury is a very intellectual planet. It has to do with communication, with intellect, with thoughts, with travel, with health, with technology. So it can be kind of seen as a little bit cut and dry. It can be a little bit harsh sometimes. So now that it's back to its own wits, it needs to integrate what it's learned during its kind of, I mean, while it was retrograde in the sign of Libra, it was like working on how it would balance things in a compassionate way. Yeah. So Mercury can be a bit confrontational. So expect it to be a little bit rough around the edges. It's almost like Mercury's not a morning person. And when he's in retrograde, we can say it's like Rip Van Winkle going into his little slumber, yeah? And it feels like it's a long time that he's been in that sort of stagnant, slow, quiet state. Mercury, it's like he likes being in a state, but doesn't like the switch over, right? Like he loves sleeping and he loves being awake, but he doesn't like going to sleep or waking up. And that's why these shadow periods of Mercury retrogrades are often so important. So while we're in the shadow, it's like you need to give him a few hours in the morning for him to like, shit, shower, shave, have a coffee, do his thing, come into his wits. Like he doesn't wake up right away. So it's just like give Mercury a little bit of time to wake up properly is what I'm hearing. Jupiter's a little bit of a wacky planet on a regular basis, yeah. But this retrograde for Jupiter was extra wacky because it started off in Pisces, yeah, and then it moved into Aquarius. So this Jupiter, like at this retrograde season with Jupiter in this state, really led us to sort of figure out how we deal when shit hits the fan. Yeah, it's almost like shit did hit the fan, maybe about 6 months ago-ish. Things just kind of started to fall apart, and then you had to figure out what happens when shit really, really, really falls apart. Like, how do I deal with this? Yeah, I'm getting that a lot of people, especially in the circuit, and those surrounding those of us in the circuit, a lot of us did this like varying forms of self-improvement, self-discovery, changing habits or old patterns. Either way, there was this really big phase of I need to do something because things don't work. Yeah. And that happened first of all in Pisces. And it was like this big emotional reaction where, maybe you like started doing like just drinking green juices and only green juices. And it was like really intense. Maybe you like went on a severe regimen with regards to your health. Maybe you started working out a lot, or you started like doing yoga really intensely, or like you really got into your spirituality and you were like meditating 5 hours a day. And like either way, it was almost this like way too much, too fast, expecting some sort of spiritual or health practice to save you. And then when Jupiter backed its way up all the way into the sign of Aquarius, pardon me, hey, pig, get over it. Never mind. Pardon my rude barking dog. Hey, just go down and say hello. You don't have to freak out. Yeah, whatever. Bark, bark. Yeah, she doesn't play nice with some of her friends sometimes. She's a little bit rude. She's coming into herself. Yeah. Go back to your little window. That's what I thought. Sorry. So anyway, in Jupiter's retrograde motion, it backed its way right up into Aquarius, where it went, wait a second. Let's just like look at things a little bit more innovatively. Let's try and streamline this. Let's like take some of the aspects of what we've tried to do while it was in Pisces, but make it a little bit better for us. Like not everybody benefits from meditating 5 hours a day or working out every single waking hour that you're not working or sleeping or whatever. Like I'm hearing that some people need to go into these like strong regimented like cookie cutter ways of healing yourself. Yeah, but it doesn't work for everybody. So those of you that it didn't work well for, you were really especially affected by this Jupiter retrograde, because when it got into Aquarius, you kind of realized like, wait a second, there was really nice sentiment in all of this change, but we have to do it differently. And then you proceeded to go through waves and waves and waves of trying to figure out the way to go about it properly. Not all of them worked, okay? A lot of them involved some real, like, I'm gonna hide away forever. I'm hearing a lot of you guys got these, like, massive hermit phases where you were like, I'm gonna cut out these people that are toxic and this thing that is toxic, and I'm gonna, like, stay in my house, and I'm not gonna go out, and it was like, you renounced your hedonistic lifestyle so much that you just went into full sacrifice mode. And then now that Jupiter is going direct, some people might be going, holy shit, okay, I've just lived 2 extremes of healing, and now I need to find something that's going to be able to be more sustainable on a day-to-day. It's like, I brought up an example the other day of, it's like you get your hair dyed, and it's beautiful, but then after a few weeks, you realize, oh my God, this is going to cost me like $250, every 3 weeks because my roots are growing in and it ruined, like, it's so much maintenance. So yes, it looked really, really, really great and it worked really, really well. But it's just like, I just simply can't do that all of the time. Yeah, it'll be nice every so often, but I need to find something a little bit more suitable to my goals and my regular lifestyle. Maybe some of you were living in a state that was a little bit, it was almost like idealistic of you to think that you could possibly go on like this forever. And the circumstances have recently changed. And now you're realizing that there are aspects of the healed you that you've created for yourself that maybe were a little bit too intense for what you want to do with your real day to day. Because you're coming back into, it's like we're emerging now, right? We're like coming out of it and going like, okay, maybe we're adopting a new norm. I know that this, I'm not going to get into it, but I know that this has greater implications on a larger scale, yes, but you put yourselves through that. You think about that if you want to. I'm looking at this more generally. Yeah, maybe we're bringing ourselves back out into the world and we're trying to figure out how to integrate the new bits of ourselves with the way that we behave generally on the day-to-day. Yeah, it's like trying to find some new happy medium with regards to that kind of stuff. So let me see here. So yeah, just very briefly again, just touching upon that moon transit to Aries, is we might be feeling really, really optimistic to take some sort of a leap of faith to start something new in a new and balanced way. I feel like that's kind of like the culmination of all of that. Moon transit, Mercury, and Jupiter both going direct. You know, that kind of just kind of ties it up with a bow. Okay, now the transits. So they have 2 transits today. 2, I mean, fairly significant transits, to be honest with you. First of all, I'm hearing bring it on, bitches. Yeah, so the moon is in a sextile with Pluto. Pluto, the planet of transformation, this like general that is sitting back in its like tent overlooking these battles, giving advice where it needs to be, but staying put. The moon and the sun have both been having meetings with with Pluto and trying to figure out what to do and how to move forward. And it's like, we are so freaking ready for this death and rebirth now. Like the moon in Aries in a healing sextile with Pluto is like whatever Pluto has said is really like now ringing true to our subconscious, to our emotional sense. And we are like, let's do this. I feel great about this. I am so ready to move. I'm so ready to shake. I'm so ready to move forward. Let's go. Eager, optimistic, moving and shaking. Bring it on. Bring it on. All right. Mercury is also in a trine with Black Moon Lilith. So I think this touches a little bit on what I was saying about sort of this like adaptation period. So we may be feeling a little bit reactionary right now. A little bit volatile. Yeah. When Black Moon Lilith is in play, we can get to that like the dog that's been hit that tries to bite anyone that comes near it kind of a sense, as we might feel we need to protect ourselves because of the past. When Black Moon Lilith is coming around, she kind of brings those things up. But with this expansive trine, with this lucky trine, I feel like using this energy that is growing and expanding right now to sort of look head on to our shame it's really great. The shift in Mercury is really, it's a really good time for us to look at those things once and for all. Hearing that maybe we do still have a little bit of healing to do. Yeah, we still have a little bit of left to balance while Mercury is still in the sign of Libra, and especially in this shadow period where it's like just kind of figuring it all, just kind of like getting used to it all again, getting used to these new norms. But either way, let's look at these notes here. Maybe feeling a little bit reactionary. We may have the desire to protect ourselves. Old fears and shame are kind of still haunting us in this new phase that we're starting. Yeah, we can't just like immediately, like, just because we cut off the limb doesn't mean we don't feel the ghost limb. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before. But this is only because there's still a little bit left to be balanced. And the last step is communication now. So with this Mercury trine, Black Moon Lilith, our shadow period here is going to be a great time to sort of make amends, to reach out, to say that you're sorry, to admit that you were wrong, whatever it is for you, owning our mistakes. The last step in our healing is going to be owning our mistakes and verbalizing it so that we can actually move on this time. Yeah. We don't want to play ostrich with its head in the sand anymore. Yeah, we really do want to see this head on, and we want to move. We want to go. We want to shake. This full moon in Aries is a big one, my friends. In the coming days, we're going to be feeling this extreme urge to go, 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 go. Yeah. Stars are on your side, luck is on your side, whatever it is. You're feeling good about this moving forward. And I like this for you guys. And I like it for me, and I like it for everybody, and I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we're going to pull a card of the day from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Whoa, I've got the card upside down deck. Sorry. Let me just try that again here. Let's get a card. Okay, too many. Just one, please. Okay, well, they are absolutely adamant on several cards, so we're going to go with the 3. Okay, first we have the perfect key. Number 29 breaks 2 and 11. This is about the alignment with the things that are perfect for us. Yeah, we are balancing our solar plexus chakra, but this allows us to open up our third, our throat chakra, our third eye chakra maybe as well. And it allows us to choose, finally take that key that we've always known has been perfect for us and put it in the lock and open up our hearts to these things. Change of seasons, 42. 42 breaks to a 6. We are having a very heart-centered, very language of love, very open change right now. We are ready to receive these messages, to let the leaves that don't have any place being there fall away and let the new ones thrive and grow now. Abracadabra, 34 breaks to a 7. We've done a lot of self-work. Yeah, we've done a lot of healing. We've been trying so hard, and we've been feeling like we're pushing forward, but that the energy just hasn't caught up with this motion that we've been making. It's like our mind has changed so much, but not much has come forth in the 3D. And now I'm hearing poof. All of a sudden, it all catches up with you at once. You know? Yeah, that tidal wave means the water like slowly takes away and slowly recedes. Slowly, slowly, slowly. For some time, you're standing there going like, where'd the ocean go? Oh, there it is. Kind of interesting energy. I'm hearing that you're writing the stars in the sky too. This is very Lilial energy. This is the angel of the night energy. It really reminds me of this. She's got this like very Capricorn-esque, almost it looks like what's it called? Ammonite. Ammonite is a mineral that's it's got this like spiraled, fossilized mineral. And it has a lot to do with cycles. So yeah, this new cycle beginning for us with this moon in Aries and our full moon coming up is really allowing us to paint the stars that we desire to be in our sky. I explained this to somebody in a personal reading, and I feel like it's very, very reminiscent right now. So you know who you are, and yes, girl, thanks for being the cornerstone for this message for the collective. Is you've worked through your shadows. Yeah, you've come into a state of balance and come into a state of acceptance of your shadow. So when you sit in the darkness, you get to then choose which stars appear in your skies. Yeah, by making friends with the dark, you get to call in what you want, whatever light you wish to shine forth through that darkness. And that is some pretty lovely stuff, guys. Pretty lovely stuff. So first and foremost, we have fleeting and trust myself. Okay, so they are saying that there is this volatile Mercury coming back into direct energy, and you are the trust that you have in yourself, the trust that you have in the universe is going to ebb and flow. Okay, so if you're struggling right now to put that faith in the universe that you've grown to have at this moment, or if something happens that makes you doubt yourself, trust that this moment is going to go well. Trust yourself. Trust that you've healed. Everything is different than it once was. If some cycle is coming back for you again, if some cycle is presenting itself again, you are completely different than the last time you saw it, and you will deal with it completely differently. So just expect miracles with regards to this. And swear to God, you are going to shock the socks off yourself and this other, like everything. Everything in this situation is just going to be like, holy shit, shell shocked. Talk the talk. Who's aware? Okay. You're like assuming that people know who you are. And I'm hearing that you've got to step into it a little bit more verbally now. You need to bring it into the 3D. Talk the talk and who is aware. It's like you've been knowing that this cycle was going to come to a completion and then a new one would begin for a long time, and it's time to share with people 2020 on the timer there. Yeah, I just heard hindsight is 2020. You knew what this was coming, but you didn't trust yourself, and now it's here. So just, it's for some of you, talk it into existence. Okay, for others of you, accept that this is coming and actually like accept this is what it is, and actually stand in that power that you claim to have. Yeah, some of you guys are being presented with your dreams coming true, and you're too afraid to actually claim them. Yeah, do it. Just claim it. It's yours. Remember, curiosity and manipulate. Okay, I'm hearing there was once a time where you were easily manipulated. Yeah, easily influenced by other people. Easily, your decisions were easily swayed by other people's opinions. You were easily taken for a fool. I'm hearing, but now it's time to transform that fool energy. You've done it already. You just need to make it make. You need to believe that there ain't no strings on me. Yeah, it's like that. What's the song from Pinocchio? Got no strings on me. You don't have the strings aren't there anymore. Remember that curiosity you had as a child. You've healed that inner child. You've healed that energy, and you're willing now to take that leap of faith. You're not that kind of fool anymore. You're not the little puppet anymore. You're the real boy that's ready. You're a real boy now. You're a real boy. That's what this one's going to be called. You're a real boy. Well done, kids. You're a real boy now. And with that, I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you later live, and then I will also see you, every day here on YouTube, unless I say otherwise. Until then, sorry for anything you're going through, if I made you feel a certain way. Thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to the circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the ascended masters, the angels, whatever energy was involved in us finding these beautiful, clear, concise messages for our greatest good. Whether we encounter them now, in the near or distant future, whenever it is that we find these messages, they are clearly meant for us, even if the astrology absolutely makes no difference to you. I love you to the moon and the stars and to infinity and beyond and back, and I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, that's totally fine. We will catch you in another video. Bye.